Welcome to the car.
Thank you.
Welcome to Mike.
Excited to be here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sick. So this is your first driving lesson ever?
Ever.
Been in a car before, in the driving seat?
Gone up and down a street a couple times.
Uh-huh.
But that's pretty much it.
Okay. In London?
Huh?
Up and down the street in London?
Up and down the street in London, like
Okay.
a little side road.
So like going and stopping?
Yeah.
Turning left and right?
I did go around a corner
Uh-huh.
and then parked up between two cars as well.
This
But-
you're already way ahead of the game. This is not your first lesson. We can crack on and do some motorways today. No? Okay. So what we're going to do today, this is Janis. It's his first ever proper driving lesson. You've just scooted around a little bit with your mum.
Yes, through Turkey. 8 hours.
Oh, and
though.
through Turkey?
Huh?
Driven in Turkey?
Well, like scooters.
Oh, you got a scooter in Turkey?
Yeah. Little moped. That was really fun.
Okay.
But that was
Turkey
on
is fun.
motorways kind of as well.
Turkey
So,
is a nightmare to drive in though.
Yeah.
Because the Turkish drivers are absolutely rowdy.
Do you not know what
Turkish
they're
drivers
doing?
don't mess about.
On a roundabout as well. No clue what they were doing.
Oh yeah, no, they just make it up. There's no rules of driving in Turkey.
It was a red flashing traffic light. Like it was a red light flashing.
Man, I
and
had
they were
this
going
too.
over that.
I had
And
this too. So apparently the red flashing light in Turkey doesn't mean what we think it means.
They were just going over, and I was like,
It's like a
There's-
giveaway
there's a police
situation.
car there.
Yeah, it means
Okay.
something different. You've just passed your theory test.
I did.
You've just turned 17
Yeah, like a week ago.
a week ago. So let's see how fast we can get you past. We're going to be seeing a lot more of Janis on the channel because your story's well fun.
It is.
And I want to help you. So we'll come on to your story. We'll pick up little bits and pieces of what you're about and what you do, which is really cool. Like we're going to talk about hiking and stuff, but later. Should we do some driving?
We shall.
Okay, so let's start with, tell me which pedal's which because you've driven a little bit already.
Right. Clutch, brake, accelerator.
Perfect. Tell me, did you adjust your mirrors in your mum's car?
I did.
Okay, cool.
Not my side mirrors, but my rearview mirror.
Sick. Let's start with this one. What picture are we looking at?
The back of the road.
Nice.
Make sure everything's in frame.
Nice. Yes.
Perfect.
Next, we're going to do the door mirrors, which are on. Yes.
These are funky.
Flick it to the right. That switch.
This switch.
Yes. So now you're controlling the right mirror. Tell me what picture you're trying to aim for in that mirror.
Is it a third of the vehicle?
So we want. Let's talk about the road in the sky. We want the road to come up about halfway up the mirror.
Halfway up.
And that's the horizon line. Then we've got houses, trees and sky on top and just a little bit of the car on the left hand side.
Okay.
Cool. We need to see a little bit of the car so that when you can see another car in your mirror, we can see how far away they are from us. If you can't see your car, they could be any distance away. But we don't want too much of the car because then we want more of the road.
Okay.
Cool. So let's flick that and do the same on the left mirror. Road comes up to about halfway and then houses, trees and sky on top.
Perfect.
Sick.
Is it going to change because we're on a bit of a
It shouldn't
slope?
change because like the car will move and the mirrors move at the same time.
Okay.
But if it changes and you're not happy with it, mirrors are kind of a personal thing. Some people like to see a little bit more of the car, some people like to see less. As you start driving, you can start adjusting it to how you, like, oh, I'm leaning over to get a bit more of the road. Oh, you could just adjust that and see more of the road anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Mirrors,
Perfect.
tick in the box. What do you reckon we use mirrors for? Why are they so useful?
Check your surroundings so you don't crash into anyone.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Probably a good idea. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the mirrors are actually like your biggest safety feature. Some people would say like, oh yeah, airbags, quite important safety feature. But the mirrors are going to save you from crashing into stuff because you'll see them.
Yeah.
The airbags only save you after you've had a crash. So we're going to talk a lot about mirrors.
Perfect.
And when we need to use them. This is going to be a very easy lesson. We're going to move off and stop. We're going to learn that skill, how to make the car move and stop. I'm going to tell you to do everything. So you don't have to use too much brain power.
Amazing.
This is going to be super easy. So I'm going to tell you, lift the clutch, dip the brake, steer now. But once you get a little bit more comfortable, then I'll start giving you a little bit more autonomy. But I'll help you and let you know before I do that. Cool?
Yes.
Sick. So what we'll do first is we'll run through how to set off. Then we'll run through how to pull up on the left, everything that we need to get done. And then I'll let you have a go.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Sick. So to move off, we need to do, and I'm going to throw acronyms at you
Acronyms, okay.
so that it helps you remember things. If I make it a silly acronym especially, then you'll remember it. The first one's Posh.
Posh.
Posh. Prepare,
Posh.
observe, signal, and handbrake. That's all of the things that we need to do to make the car get into the road
Okay.
safely. It's all about safely. Prepare means we put the clutch down and we go into first gear.
Okay.
Then the car's ready to move. Then we observe what we're looking for, what we're looking at.
Mirrors, cars coming on
Yeah.
the road behind us.
Yeah. Where are we looking for that danger? Where would the danger be in your mirrors?
Yeah.
So on a road like this, where's the danger coming from?
Behind.
Behind, in front, potentially the pavements if there's like pedestrians milling about. It's quite dead today. So the mandatory checks are going to be what's coming up the road, down the road, wide view in the mirror, and look over your shoulder. Can you see there's a white car, a Tesla there?
Yeah.
Can you see that in your mirror?
I cannot.
Mad. Actually, there's a whole car hiding,
That
which is why we check the blind spot as well.
Okay. Do I need to check there and there?
It's good idea to check this if it's busy. But if we're moving that way, the danger's going to be over that side. So Oxford Street, on Christmas Eve, yes, we'll check here. But on a road like this, these are the checks. 1, 2, 3, 4, safe, move.
Perfect.
Cool. So Posh, prepare, observe, tick, signal. This one. Which way are we going to signal to get right?
Up.
Yes. And left for down. Try it and you'll see the indicator light there as well. Nice. Signal and then handbrake. Does your mum have one of these handbrakes or is it a button?
It's one of these.
Okay, nice. So sometimes these can be a bit...
button ones.
Yeah, they're in the modern cars. My car's nice, but it's got a proper handbrake. So when you press the button, nothing happens. You have to give it a little lift to drop it. You try. Nice. Pull back up. Awesome. So we're going to run through that in a second.
Okay.
Prepare, observe, signal, handbrake. Posh, 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 push, posh.
Posh.
Now it's locked in your head for sure.
Okay.
Definitely. Talk to me about gears. How your mum's car's an automatic or manual?
Manual.
Okay, sick. I'm trying to rush through this because it's going to be boring if I give you like the
Yeah.
full briefs of everything. How do you get to first? What do you need to do first?
Clutch down.
Go for it. Clutch down. Keep it down.
And then...
Okay, cool. Try that again. Bring it back into neutral. So just look on here. There's a little map here.
Yeah.
Neutral lives in between 3 and 4 on that crossroads, and you can only go along the map. We can't ever go diagonally.
Yeah.
So to get to first, we go left and up. Try that. Cool. But there's a spring in the gears in between that horizontal line. So if we just pull down to get into second, we accidentally hit fourth.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Because the spring is always trying to take you back into neutral. So try and go first again. Now go second. Nice. Pulling left and down, back into neutral. Those are the only 2 gears that we're going to be needing today.
Perfect.
Because this road's 20 miles an hour and second gear takes us to 20 miles an hour. Sick. So neutral's when you're not in any gear. You can lift off the clutch now and the car won't move because we're not in a gear. If we were in first gear and you lift off the clutch, what would happen?
We would move forwards.
You would move forward, exactly. Well, we wouldn't because the handbrake's on, so you would actually stall. And I swear you will stall today. It's almost a rite of passage and it's absolutely fine. You have to find the limit to know how to not hit it.
Okay.
Oh, this wasn't going to get that deep, but I just did. You have to know where the limits are in life to be able to fly close to the limit and not be... I'm butchering it now. That would have been a good quote, but it's not. Next, we need to know how to pull over. Okay. So we're driving along the road.
Yep.
You're driving along the road. Vroom. And then we want to stop on the left, which we'll probably do after that creamy Fiat.
Okay.
What's the first thing we need to do? What do you reckon?
Signal.
Before that?
Before that?
Before
check
signaling.
mirrors.
Yes. So we want to know what's behind us. We want to know if there's anything coming past us on the left. Then we signal.
Okay.
Left. Why would we not just signal first? There is actually a reason.
I don't know, because wouldn't it make more sense to tell people what we're doing and then just before you do it, check if it's safe?
I like your thinking. Maybe we can do another check just before we move. But why we check before we move? Let's imagine you cycle.
Yeah.
I know you cycle. You cycling past a car, suddenly their left indicator goes on. How do you feel? Bloody hell, mate. Fuck, are you going to smash into me? That's off-putting, isn't it? Imagine if it's a motorbike going like 50 miles an hour.
That's even scarier,
yeah, exactly. So if there's something coming past you, then you would just hold back on the signal before applying it.
Okay.
Let them pass, signal left. Give it another check if you want. But if it's a road like this, that picture's not going to change very quickly. And you're going to have signalled, you're going to have checked, signalled, and then moved straight away. Cool. Last thing, if pulling over is difficult, I'm going to give you a reference point in advance. See where the curb's just like disappearing underneath the bonnet?
Yeah.
It like should be around the middle, maybe around the knob on the windscreen wiper.
Yeah.
Like disappears under the bonnet there. Lock that into your head. Where is it? Where's the bonnet, the curb disappearing?
At the little knob.
Either, yes, okay. Lock that in. That's everyone sees it slightly
That's my
differently.
distance.
Depending on how tall or where you're sitting
Yeah.
in the car. So that's your distance. When you steer right, the curb's going to go this way and be over here.
Okay.
Then as you get close to the curb, the knob is here and the curb's going to come back here again. Once you bring them back into that picture, you can steer right to straighten up and stop.
Okay.
How do we stop the car?
With a brake?
Something else. We're going to go next to the curb. What do I
Yeah.
need to do with my feet to make it stop?
Put the clutch down as well.
That's the one, yes.
Okay.
If you don't put the clutch down before you brake, what's going to happen?
Do you stall?
You're going to get your first stall. Yes.
Amazing. That's where it would have happened.
We need a stall count. No, you're going to do it like once or twice. We don't need a
Okay.
stall count.
What?
So I'm going to talk you through all of this.
Amazing.
So all you have to do is follow what I say. We'll pull over, we'll talk about it, we'll do it again.
Okay.
Then I'll let you do it again. If you tell me that you're happy, I'll let you do it without me saying.
Okay.
Cool? I'm going to put my seatbelt on. Not
Right.
because I don't trust your driving.
Don't fling through the windshield.
Your driving will be absolutely fine. Sick. Okay.
Okay.
Posh is the first thing that we're doing. So, clutch down. And we don't need the foot brake on because we've got the
No.
handbrake on
Oh,
right
sure.
now. Cool. Into first gear. Now the car's ready to go. Keep your clutch down.
Yeah.
Because if we lift it, now the car's got the potential to move. Observe. Let's look for the danger. Forward, backwards, mirror.
This is moved.
Maybe I nudged it.
Okay.
And then your blind spot. Normally you would do this in quick time.
Yeah.
Prepare, observe, signal, handbrake. So that your blind spot check's not stale, but we'll just recheck it again in a second. So we've done prepare, we've done observe,
Yeah.
signal, let people know that we're moving. Then the handbrake comes off. Let's just, for Bants, let's recheck the blind spot because it was a couple of seconds. And now you're going to bring the clutch up nice and slow. Is your foot on the brake?
No.
Yeah, let's keep that off. Nice and slow there. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. Steer into the road.
Can
Nice. Yeah, good, good. And then foot's all the way off the clutch. You can use a little bit of accelerator. Get me to 10, 9, 10 miles an hour. Hold that speed. After the grey car, we're going to stop on the left.
Okay.
After it. So, keep us in the middle. Check the mirror, middle and left. Signal left. Steer towards the curb, get that picture. Get the curb to disappear in the same place. Straighten up the car, clutch down first.
There you go.
First stall.
Clutch down.
Why did it stall?
Didn't put the clutch down.
Cool. Let's explain why that happens.
Okay.
Put the car into neutral, put the handbrake on. Cool, switch the car off and on so you can get cooling. So, why does the car stall? And if it makes sense in your head, then it's much easier to do it and action it. Because
Okay.
it's like, oh, I understand how that mechanically works. You do mechanical engineering, right?
Well,
Or that's
will
the goal?
do. Yeah,
Okay, so you're probably into like how things work.
definitely.
Nice.
I need to know how it's working because otherwise.
Otherwise, yeah, I'm
Zero
just doing it
clue.
because you told me to, not because I understand it. So the engine is connected to the wheels.
Yeah.
Otherwise it wouldn't be pushing you forward. But right now, like the engine is running, right?
Yeah.
We can hear it. You can actually see it there. It's coming up as about 1,000 revolutions every single minute. It's running bloody fast.
Yeah.
So why are we not pushing forward right now?
Because the handbrake.
No, because I
No.
can take the handbrake off. I'm still not moving.
I'm not in a gear.
We're not in gear. So actually that's what we call the drivetrain. From the engine to the wheels is the full drivetrain. And in between that we have a couple of brakes. We have the clutch, which brakes the drivetrain. We also have the gears, which can, if we're in neutral, brake the drivetrain. So the connection from the engine to the wheels can be broken in two places.
It's two plates on top of each other,
Got
right?
it. That's
and
how
then
the clutch
in
works.
neutral, they're not touching.
in neutral, there's no gear selected. So the clutch can be up and the clutch plates are together,
Oh, okay.
but there's no gear selected. So that's a different brake in the drivetrain.
Right.
So right now we're in neutral. Your clutch is up, so the car should be moving forward, but we're not in the gear. So that's the brake that we've got. But once we're in first gear, the gears are ready to rock and roll, but you've got your clutch down. So that's a brake, another brake in the drivetrain. So when we're driving along, the clutch is up and first or second gear selected like it was. If you press the brake, that's slowing the wheels. That is also slowing the engine because there's no brake. So you're asking the wheels to eventually come to a stop, which will make the engine eventually come to a stop. That's how you get a stall. Unless you brake the drivetrain, put the clutch down so that the engine can keep spinning, but the wheels can independently stop.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sick. Would you have explained that differently as an engineer?
As an engineer, no, I think that was
good.
quite good.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe a bit more mechanically.
More mechanically?
More about like the parts.
More about the parts. Ah, interesting. I normally try and make it really
Where
easy
are
because
they?
like some people
You know.
don't care about engineering. Like, let's explain this as simply as possible. Where are the parts?
Yeah.
Okay, no, this is actually boring chat. You can look, I've got a book actually that shows it really well. We can look at that in a bit.
Fabulous.
So now we've got, that was slick, that was good. That was no problem. How did it feel?
Good, smooth. That
Nerve-wracking?
car scared me.
The blue one?
No, the one.
The one
coming
oncoming.
onto.
Ah, yeah, you were kind of like edging left.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Nobody wants to crash. This road's so wide. There's definitely enough room for two cars as well.
Okay.
But a car coming towards you was nerve-wracking.
Definitely.
Okay. Why they were in the middle of the road is they were trying to avoid the speed bumps as much as possible.
Yeah.
So they were like right in the middle to avoid the bump, and then they would have gone around us, which they did. Should we try that again?
Yeah.
Okay, let's recap. Posh, prepare, observe, signal, handbrake,
Yeah.
move into the road. Then
Right.
we want to pull over again.
Where are we pulling over this time?
Actually can't see ahead, but we'll find another space. I'll let you know, pull up behind this car or something,
Okay.
or in front of this car. So we're going to pull over. What do we do then?
Once we've pulled over,
Before. So I say pull over, and what do you do next?
signal or observe.
Yes.
Signal.
Mirror, signal, maneuver.
Yeah.
Did the curb disappearing thing make sense?
Did.
Okay.
I think it's further over this time.
Further that way.
Uh,
Further that way.
yeah, the pavement's disappearing a bit earlier.
Okay. We're a tiny bit, if you see in the mirror, we're a tiny bit further away from the curb,
Okay.
but that's okay.
It's quite a good distance.
It's a good distance still, yeah. So around there is nice. Spot on. So we're going to do that again, but maybe this time I'll give you, because you did well, I'll give you a little bit less help.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of prompts. Yeah?
Yeah.
So what do we do first?
Prepare.
Posh, go for it. This is fun. The last time I did a first lesson was like probably a year ago.
Really?
This is so much fun. Yeah, I just don't do lessons anymore. I should do more lessons. If you want lessons like Janis, hit me up. Don't do that. I'll get silly. Prepared.
Yes.
Next.
Observe.
Oh, any danger?
There's a car coming, but presumably no. No.
What's next?
Signal.
Go for it. And then, nice.
Handbrake.
Let's just check one more time, make sure it's still clear. Nice and gently off the clutch. Superb, really good. The signal will cancel by itself. Steer back. Nice. We're going to pull over after the black car. Come off
After
the gas
black
now.
car. Oh.
Stop accelerating. Nice, mirror check. Good signal. Nice, turn back more. Perfect. Clutch first. Yeah, keep your feet where they are. When we stop the car,
Yeah.
we then have to do what they will say on the test. Secure the car, which is make it safe so that it can't move. So let's make a brake in the drivetrain, go into neutral, and then put the brakes on so you can lift off the foot brake. So that means
Amazing.
that you can relax your feet.
Okay.
We don't need the clutch if we're in neutral, and we
Yeah.
don't need the foot brake if you've got the handbrake on. That was easy. That was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did well there. I gave you a lot less help.
Yeah.
Is driving fun?
Yeah.
Is this how you thought it was going to be, or do you think it was going to be a lot harder?
Slightly harder.
Harder?
Yeah.
Am I not challenging you and pushing you?
No, I think this might be
Chuck
good.
me on the main road, Francis. Let's go. All right, I tell you what. I want you to do that again,
Okay.
Don't use the accelerator to speed up. Just nice and slow, clutch up, go around the silver car, pull over after it.
Okay.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
And am I okay to not help you? You think you've
Hopefully.
got this? Posh, mirror signal maneuver.
Okay.
Yeah? If you make a mistake, it's fine. I've actually got pedals.
Okay.
You can't crash.
You
You can try. You won't be able to. I will stop you from crashing. Also, if you need help with steering, I can do a little steering input as well.
Perfect.
Cool. And if it looks like you're getting into difficulty, I'll jump in as well. I think you've got this.
Okay. I think I do. Hopefully. It's less challenging than before. It's just around the car. Oh, there's a cyclist coming up. Just gonna wait for them. A little bit of curves.
Secure the car. That was great. That was really good.
Okay.
You did that. You controlled the car. I didn't say anything at all. Yes, bump the curb. It's fine. No one cares. Most
Would they care in a test?
Yes.
They would?
Yeah, you'd
Okay.
get a driver fault for that for sure.
Oh.
How to avoid bumping the curb? You're coming in at quite a steep angle.
Okay.
If you come in at a shallower angle, then you get to have the curb meet your reference point much more slowly.
Yeah.
So you've got more control.
Okay.
Or you don't have to, like, bloody hell, it's coming. Oh! Yeah, just a nice shallow angle
Yeah.
makes everything much easier. Brilliant. Shall we, let's do that. Let's do that again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the car around and then I'm going to let you do that again on your own.
Oh, he's doing it in his seat.
I'm driving from the passenger seat. You know, sometimes when I get a new car, I'm like, oh, how do the pedals will feel? Because every left side pedal feels different. So I'll go around Sainsbury's, like just driving about from the passenger seat.
That's got to freak some people out.
Okay, we're going to park up on the left and I'm going to give you back control. So this time, you can use a little bit of accelerator if you want to. We're going to drive nice and far down the road.
Okay.
Then I'm going to give you a spot to pull up, probably after all of the parked cars, somewhere along that bit along that we can see on the left. Happy with that?
Yes.
Go for it. Enjoy. Pull up on the left, wherever you like, along here. There. Nice. Oh. Secure the car. Brilliant. That's lesson one. Tick. You did
Amazing.
that. No problem. Moving off and stopping. Lesson one in the bag. Done.
Perfect.
How do you feel? You could do that another 20 times on your own, no problem, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Hopefully.
How is that compared to how you thought it was going to be?
Easy.
Easy. Good. Well, next, we can learn how to change gear. Because you were going quite fast there. You were like, oh, I'm comfortable here.
I was 15, yeah.
Yeah, 15, I'm comfortable here. Let me go. Unleash me. Let's go. And so we could have done with a gear change, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell you to change gear. We haven't learned that yet. And then we can do turning left and right. Happy with that?
Yes.
That's next. But for now, well done.
Thank you.
Lesson one in the bag. Hold tight for lesson two. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.